Hey there, Pisces. Hope you are doing well as always. This is Jamie. Welcome to Soulvine Guidance. And howdy to our newcomers, and appreciate all our returning viewers and subscribers. So we're checking in with your energies, Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We do have a full moon this week. So having a look, we're looking at the past right now, present energy. This is the current challenge and what we're looking at in terms of the outcome. And we're going to dive in a little deeper. All right, guys, happy birthday, Pisces fam, who have been celebrating. We've still got a couple more weeks of the Pisces birthday celebrations, so I hope you are enjoying all the wonderful energy and all the goodness happening for you. So looking at the past energies here, we've got the Magician and the Mirror. This one I find interesting because it's talking about balancing things out, but the mirror part is an important aspect because the mirror works in a few different ways. It's one, being self-aware and recognizing ourselves and what makes us balanced and feel whole, but also what our behaviors and patterns are in regards to that, to create that balance that we need. It's also, reflecting on, and I feel like this is part of a lesson or part of some realization that you've had, Pisces, recently, or more recently anyway, is about, kind of, I feel like how you're putting your energy out there, or what it is that you're doing, how you're engaging, or just like how you're feeling within yourself, and recognizing the world around you is responding to that. So the kind of impacts from that, if that makes sense. So I feel like life has been showing you a lot of things potentially about yourself or about situations and when you're in those dynamics. And I feel like this is part of the lesson. And if you haven't, or it hasn't been highlighted so much, I feel like for some of you, I mean, it's just the way that life is. I mean, I think I was reading it today in an email. Lessons we learn in relationships and how powerful they are. But a part of that is also that the lesson we need to learn will keep showing up until we learn it. Okay. So that's, the premise of that. And I feel like this is a big part here for you, Pisces. If you haven't had that or recognized that, I feel it's something that's going to keep showing up for you very loud and clear until that is kind of acknowledged and you can support that change that is needed, at the end of the day, for betterment of oneself. We've got the Angel of Love sitting in like the current energies. And when we look at Angel of Love, this is about the unconditional aspects of self. It's also, again, going within and reflecting on what we need to do to nurture ourselves, to love what we have being around us. It's also about the protective elements, the unconditional elements around you when you really connect into spirit, when you connect into, I think this earth plainly field of being grounded and just sitting still for a while, and everything that is actually working for you can be quite a powerful energy to pull in. And I feel like this is a big part here. You might find for some of you, you're connecting deeper in relationships because you are nurturing and loving yourself more. And I feel like there's a lot more peace that you're probably experiencing. If you haven't already, I mean, for a lot, I do feel that this is changing. A lot of things that have been disruptive are balancing out. Whether, again, it's part of a lesson, it doesn't mean it's perfect, but I feel there's a big shift here and you're getting the nurturing that you need, but you're giving it to yourself first and everything else is coming in and attracting through. Interesting to have the Sun energy in a challenge position. So when the Sun can show up in a challenge position, this can more so be around how good things are and then potentially what we want next, or how good things are, or how things are lighting up, but it's been a long road. Or maybe that's part of you're waiting for this something that is going to change everything, but it's been a long road because the patience energy is showing up in terms of like what's to come, potential outcome here. So I feel there's something, Pisces, that you're waiting for potentially, or you may be a little distracted because of so much, like the feel good energies finally showing up, shining in. And the sun is healing, a very healing energy, but it's also like a new life force that we hold within us. It's also the path of least resistance. It's the one that's lit up and feels good and warm and cozy, right? So there's something here around that. We're going to dive in further. But I feel another part here with the outcome is that your patience has paid off, whatever that is for you, Pisces. So let's take a peek and see what more that this is, and yeah, dive in. So we'll get 3 clarifiers for each. So Magician in the Mirror, what do we need to know for our Pisces? Wow, that's giving us a lot. Ooh. What do we need to know with Magician in the Mirror? Thank you. So 5 of Swords. So I feel this is something, some energy, some situation that you may have been in conflict with, Pisces. Okay, but it's probably balancing out for you in some way or another. With this Queen of Swords energy showing up as well with this 5 of Swords, there's a lot of things going on mentally that I feel like you had to work through. A lot around your mindset, a lot around what... taking a step back, I feel, because the Queen of Swords is smart in taking a step back instead of responding, you know, with haste or anything like that. There's a moment of pause, a moment of reflection, a moment of thinking to really think through and process what the experience has been. And I feel like that's what you finally have done amongst any conflict or challenges that have been showing up for you, or even with other people. You recognize your power here, Pisces, with this, right? And probably, and I've mentioned this before in other readings, that when you're in a really good energy, it's like nothing can kind of bother you. You look at things from a more positive perspective, okay? More optimistic, understanding what people are going through. There's just like a deeper look at things, okay? And I feel something here with this Magician and the Mirror, that's part of what you had to learn, is really start looking at situations from different angles to see, okay, why is there really conflict? Like, what is the actual reason that this is happening? Like, it's not just about a subject. There's something deeper going on. So what is that? And I feel like maybe you're finally looking at things just a little bit differently that's been supportive. What else do we need to know here? Thank you. Okay, so any conflict that you may have had, Pisces, this could have been in regards to a connection that you've had, a significant connection for some of you that's showing up here. Because when we're looking at this energy particularly, you've got the 2 of Cups coming up, clarifying the 5 of Swords, and the Fool clarifying the Queen of Swords. So on the other side of it, I do feel there's a connection or someone that you just perhaps couldn't get into this balance of emotions together. Maybe it was quite heated emotionally, which any conversations just weren't balanced out. But I feel like this is healing, okay? I feel like too, maybe you guys were reflective or mirrors of each other. And it was a really... potentially eye-opening experience dealing with this person. Maybe if you've taken a step back, or understanding now of maybe, like I said, looking at things just a little bit differently. But as part of looking at things differently with this Queen of Swords energy, I think you're also getting clear on how you can have more power in the way that you can communicate to get the result that you need. And I'm not saying, you know, in terms of manipulation, I'm just saying more in terms of being able to influence better outcomes for each other. And I feel like whatever that you have, maybe you got pretty sharp and firm on a situation, but I feel like this potentially may be coming back around with this Fool energy to go back in and take an honest chance or potential risk with this connection. So it could be a friend, it could be a lover, significant other, someone in business, but there's somewhere along the line, this again being past energy, but I feel like it's coming back around to help support this situation or make this situation work for the better. What do we need to know with this Angel of Love, please? Thank you, Spirit. What do we need to know? Okay, we've got the Queen of Wands. What else do we need to know? And the Queen of Pentacles. Wow, this is quite powerful energy that is showing up for you, Pisces, with this Angel of Love energy. Let's see what this Queen of Wands wants us to know. Thank you. Okay, we've got 2 showing up here. The Queen of Wands is clarified with the World energy and the 3 of Wands. So there's some plans that you seem to have that are feeling quite, I feel fruitful. Like it's feeling good. Whatever plans that you have, like I said, there could be some pattern or cycle that has been worked through and supportive, because this is a successful outcome. Okay, whatever's happened here and whatever it is that you're doing. The other great thing with the Queen of Wands energy is also knowing the plans and trusting in the process, that whatever work that you do, that you know that you're going to like attract in the benefits of that. Okay, and it's not like go go go, it's like do work, wait for a response, do work, wait for a response. And I feel like whatever energy that you're putting in here, it seems to be a very supportive energy that is going to just give some great benefits. There's some success here that you're achieving from this. Okay, I don't know what this success is in particular, but whatever plans that you have and that you're going towards, because you're looking at something that you want, or that you want to achieve, and wherever you're heading, it seems to be like a really just a really great endeavor. So let's have a look at what this Queen of Pentacles energy need to know. This is just letting you know what's coming on through is the Knight of Swords. Is, I feel like someone's going to connect in or show up, Pisces, that is, I'm just getting like trying to not necessarily stop you per se, but I feel like this Knight of Swords wants to hold on to something with you, is what I'm getting. Let's get more on this Knight of Swords energy. Yeah, so this could have been someone that potentially you did have an ending with, or put something towards, like you kind of were done with. But I feel like this Knight of Swords is coming back in because they recognize that there's a lot of happiness and contentment with where you are. It could also be too here, Pisces, that they're definitely coming towards you. They're seeing you as someone who does have just certainty about themselves. I think you keep this person curious. If you're part of this, if you're holding this Queen of Pentacles energy as well of this Queen of Wands energy, when you hold it together, it's like whatever plans that you have, they know that it's going to be successful and fruitful. Okay, they know that that's your energy. They know that that's how you put yourself out into the world, and it's seen. It's energetically like draws people and opportunities in. And I think this person, like I said, whoever maybe you were getting into conflict with, I just feel like they're coming back in here. They really want to communicate, to have this beginning with you that brings this happiness, that brings this contentment. I'm just getting like you're the light for them. And maybe just something needed to be healed, needed to be recognized as part of this dynamic. But yeah, there's definitely someone here that wants to communicate with you, that I feel that you have once ended, or maybe they ended things with you, to be honest, because they're coming in about the ending of something. So that's a very significant message. They're coming in to communicate about the ending of something. So that could be in various dynamics. Okay, so take that what resonates, but they definitely see you as the place that makes things content, makes things happy, makes things like feel like home, is what I'm getting. So whatever plans that you've made or working towards, it's just very fruitful. Okay, very fruitful. The Sun energy in the challenge position, we've got the 8 of Wands, and what else do we have here for our Pisces, please? And the 9 of Pentacles. So when we look at this energy, Pisces, with the Sun and the challenge, there seems to be like a lot of communication and a lot of movement forward happening quite quickly. A part of this is, and I'm finding it interesting. It's in the challenge position because then you've got this Nine of Pentacles, which is independent, strong, claiming your own, doing what you need to do. Very magnetic energy. I'm just wondering, I'm trying to understand the challenge here. So let's see what else Spirit has, because it's interesting. The Sun. You've got the Sun clarifying. Okay. And that makes sense. And that's what I feel it is that I think everything that you've been waiting for to heal, to feel good, to feel at peace with your life in whatever it is that you are pursuing here, Pisces, there seems to be some aspect here that things are feeling so good. Then I feel like you feel strong, you feel independent. Like I said, independent as in you've made it and done what you needed to do for you on your own kind of energy is what I'm getting. Okay. And it doesn't mean that you didn't have support or anything like that, but I think it's something that you have potentially pursued here, that you have succeeded in, and you are happy about some result. But it's like this element of things are so good. It's like you're waiting for something to go wrong is kind of the energy that I'm feeling. And that could just be your challenge, is how to keep scooping up this Sun, because you got double Sun. You got the Sun and the Sun clarifying each other. So I just think you're going to start seeing a lot of change if you haven't seen it already. I feel like things are going to be moving through very quickly of something that you really wanted. Again, it could be something that you wanted healed. You wanted potentially a new job, a new chapter. Something is closing out to a new beginning. But if it's a close out, it's a close out of a lesson. It's a close out of an understanding. But it's putting you on the path of success. So for some of you, reality is there could be people that have cycled out that needed to be cut out, okay? But I feel for some of you, you're taking a chance on something, a situation, a person. This could be new, or could be, someone that you've already connected to that was just unbalanced. But I'm just feeling like warming, healing energy occurring. But as I said, this could come in various forms. It doesn't mean necessarily reuniting. For some of you who don't want to reunite with someone or reconnect with someone, I feel like this is the opportunity of newness, because we all have choice at the end of the day. If you don't want to be with someone, then don't be with someone, right? If they haven't done the right thing and you're not in a place that you can get on the same page, then this is not that part of the story for you. But for those of you that have taken a lesson or understanding and going, you know what, I don't want to continue with that person, but I'm willing to take a risk on something totally new and totally different that I've been feeling pulled to do, this is going to move through very quickly for you. And that could be part of it is, sometimes like the journey has been so intense, so full on, like you've been in survival mode, whatever it may be. And then things are working really good and your body doesn't know and your mind doesn't know and your feelings don't know. And this is more around your nervous system. It's actually safe, but you're not used to it. So it's very uncomfortable. So sometimes you want to crawl back into your own habits and behaviors that you've been in protection mode for so long. So that could be part of the challenge that you're going to experience. What do we need to know about this patience energy towards a potential outcome here? We've got the Queen of Cups, so that's you. So that could be a lot about your emotional well-being, Pisces. And then we've got the King of Pentacles. So if this is a dynamic, because when we look at the King and Queen energy, that's a connection dynamic here that's potentially showing up. But again, I feel like this is about some sense of stability in a connection or stability in self, but not just like emotionally. This is also financially and being in a place that you are like calling and making the decisions, okay? Calling the shots, making those decisions and feeling good about how you're making decisions, but not making decisions emotionally, but making decisions from a place that feels like you're making a place from peace rather than a disruptive energy or questionable energy. I think you're just feeling very good in wherever you're going, wherever you're leading. If you are connecting with someone, I feel like you've both learnt something here. One had to do with being emotionally centered when connecting, making decisions, and moving forward in a connection. But also, too, you want one that is safe and stable and secure as part of this King of Pentacles energy, something that's going to be nurturing and supportive and not in question. Okay. What else do we need to know about this Queen of Cups energy? Okay, we've got two showing up here. So we've got the Six of Wands, which is a lot around success. And we also have the Eight of Swords. So I do feel that you're successfully coming out of any challenge that may show up here, Pisces. Like I said, if there's this, well, things are good, like, is something going to go wrong? Like, you're waiting for that surprise, that shock, energy, you know, that it's just underneath the surface. It's just bubbling underneath the surface. But I feel like you're going to figure your way through this, because there's a lot of victory and success on the other side. But the game or the results that you're seeking, like this, I still feel this is part of the challenge, but you're moving out of, which is understanding that you're allowed to feel good and things to feel good and to be at peace. But a big part of it is learning that as a new way of being, okay, for a period of time, because you are going to, it's showing a lot of success at the end of it all, because you have the wands, Six of Wands energy, but also with the World and the Sun showing up, things are good, Pisces. King of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, and talking about patience. So maybe you've been waiting for this connection to heal, for some of you, or waiting for someone to come back around, or an opportunity to come back around. But you know, I think the patience part here that's showing up, there's people are operating differently, and that's where you had to learn patience. That's where you had to learn, I feel, a lot of these aspects, Pisces, of being content within self and not having to make things happen or control things. And I feel like you've learnt this, and you've had to learn part of the patience that comes with this, that you don't need to control. You can trust and open up. I mean, when we look at all these cards, they're very relatable when in terms of a situation that we had to realize things about ourselves. We had to learn to love ourselves. So there was something here in the depths of learning to love ourselves, and learning to like trust in the process. But it's like something you had to face about you that may not have been easy or like so in your face, but when you really sat down and looked at it, dissected it, you're like, wow, I just realized this, or I've just realized that, whatever it might be regarding a situation. So the patience is also an aspect. If you've been wanting to connect with someone, or make something like good again, no matter what type of dynamic, it's been a slow moving road. And maybe now and then, as part of it, there's been a little bit of like, you could tell maybe one person was operating a bit more ego, another person is trying to be centered and calm, but at the same time, you're kind of like, well, why are we doing it your way? You know, kind of energy. And I feel like there's still, you know, potentially a little bit of, it's kind of messing with you a bit, but I think you're doing really, really well. You've learned a lot about yourself, or a lot about this situation, or a lot about somebody else or people in general. It's just been very slow for you, but the sun's shining on this, right? It's all coming together. It's all falling into place. It's just are we there yet kind of energy is what I'm getting. But you're going to be happy with wherever you're going, whatever you're doing, and the choices that you're making. But I think things are going to start moving again quite quickly, and you're going to be loving it. But slow, fast, slow, fast, slow, fast is what I'm feeling. And it's important to keep doing the practices, and taking care of yourself, Pisces, because sometimes when things are good, we don't realize that sometimes we go into a little bit of old patterns and behaviors, because you're like, well, it's here now. I don't need to work as hard on myself, or I don't need to keep up with the things that made me feel good, right? So just be mindful of that, because I feel like that's going to be an important part to keep. If you've been meditating, if you've been journaling, if you've been going for those walks and doing certain things by yourself, embrace those parts, because again, what attracts people in or situations is because we've been in that energy. So don't forget that that's what has supported you for where you are today. Okay. I'm going to leave that with you, dear Pisces. Appreciate you. If you feel connected, please like and subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything other than a little bit of your time to let us know that this connects and to keep bringing it for you, Pisces. We'll catch you later. Bye now.